Well, what happened, Alex, was like a lot of writers, I get my inspiration at the last minute.
Hmm.
And I write a blog for Forbes and I write 5 a month. And it was maybe the 30th of the month. And I was looking for my last idea. And I came across these seemingly boring Census Bureau statistics showing that in the US, um, the number of non-employer businesses, that's the ones with no employees other than the owners, that were breaking 1 to 2.49 million in US dollars in revenue was increasing. And currently, since about 2011, it's increased by over 35%. The numbers are still small. There are about 36,000 of them. But knowing you and I know freelancers, right?
Hmm.
We don't know that many that are breaking 1 million in US dollars. And I'm sorry, I didn't do the currency conversion to pounds, but readers can
We
quickly
can
do
do
that.
that. We can do
Yeah.
that.
I was curious about what they were doing, and I was able to look through the census statistics and figure out what industries they were in, so retail, manufacturing, etc. And I put up a post, and people started writing to me and saying, "This is kind of a cliffhanger, Elaine. We want to know more about what they're doing. Like, what are they doing in retail? Like, are they internet retailers?" And you can't find that out from the Census Bureau beyond a certain level of detail. They won't tell you who the businesses are because of the privacy factor, right? When you fill out a census form, you don't want everyone to be able to look up what your
Of
income
course.
is,
Yes.
that type of thing. So I wrote to the readers of Forbes and I said, if you're one of these businesses, people are very curious, please write to me. So they started writing to me. There weren't that many. And I wrote a post with about 5 of them. It went completely viral. I remember I had my phone down on my dining room table and it looked like it was about to leap up off the table. I was getting so many emails in because you could write to me through Forbes, people wanting to know more. They were going bonkers, like, I need to know exactly what they did. So I started a little series as I found the entrepreneurs over several years. Every time I found one, as long as it was a non-scammy type of business, I would write about it. And gradually, this agent, I guess, was reading them. And she, after a couple of years of this, she wrote to me and said, I think this would be a great book. And I had the idea in the back of my mind, but even though I'm a journalist, I didn't really know my way around, how do you get a book agent or that type of thing. So it was a good example of how just putting your ideas out there can attract the right people to you. She wound up pitching it to Random House and a number of other publishers. Random House bought the book, and it happened pretty quickly from that point. I had to write a book proposal. It came out in January, and it's been quite a journey. It's been really fun. One thing that I've been doing is holding panels around the country with the people who actually were in the book or my subsequent coverage. So people don't have to hear my take as a third party saying this is what they did. You can actually ask the real entrepreneurs what they did, which is different. They're going to see it differently, which has been tremendously powerful. But it's also underlined something you mentioned right before we got on, which is the isolation that many people feel. They're so happy to come together. We'll get 200 or 300 people coming together, and the events start at 6:30. A lot of times we're flickering the lights on at the end at 10 o'clock because they're all there hanging out with each other. It's so refreshing for me to see when they come together, the power of that, because all those people on the stage, whether they have an e-commerce business, manufacturing, whatever it is, have been there. They've been through the cash flow shortage. They've been through maybe the doubters in their life. And just hearing that they got through it has been so powerful. For me, too, I learn something new every single time I do one of the panels.
And talking